Discussion time. Come on, grab your mics. We'll talk about some random crap with power stars and the skeletal minion. The fun will never end. Discussion time.
It's been 300 years.
Good start. Solid start.
So it starts at 2:20.
Yeah, I know. Welcome back! You may notice that our audio quality is better. No, it's not. You're insane. Stop.
I mean,
pot.
realistically
better.
speaking, the audio quality is better. But you're still listening to us, so the
Yeah.
actual quality is still just as bad as it's always
The
been.
audio quality? Oh no. My little book broke.
Did I smack you in the face just now?
Yes!
I think I felt your glasses there. My little book broke. Yeah!
Yeah, but we got a new solid. Yeah, it's shitty.
What? Just like my sex.
Hey, guess what? We got a. Well, I got a new room. Got some new audio equipment. I guess this mic is technically new. Here, John.
Should you put up a picture?
Yeah, I'm
the new
gonna
room?
send you a picture, and we're gonna put it up right now.
I was joking that we'd put up a picture of a nuclear wasteland or something.
Yeah.
This is my new room.
Put up a picture of Trump towers. It's there we go.
This is my new room. Put up a picture of fucking just straight up a homeless shelter.
No, same house. I didn't move or anything. Just a bigger room, and it's nice.
Just had a little switch.
I enjoy it.
You ever wake up in the morning and think to yourself, did I sex my brother last night?
I hope not. I got my sexy ass MSP poster right there.
No, yeah, you do. Just put up a picture of that too.
Oh, like a close up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be paying for this later when I have to edit. I think I forgot.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think I forgot how trying editing these things were, but whatever. If it helps the video, I'm thinking I might start doing highlight reels because a lot of people have expressed these are too fucking long to sit down and listen to.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Well, probably when we get to 25, I'll just do highlights of the first 25, which will end up being 1 or 2 hours anyway. So
Exactly.
I'll do it in parts or something.
Hey, it's the summer. How you doing? Having a good summer? Actually, we're almost a third of the way through the summer.
I gave birth to a daughter yesterday.
Really?
She's dead now.
Oh,
But then I gave birth to another one, so it's all good.
okay, cool.
It's not good!
Oh, God.
I just knocked him out of his chair. We're so unused to doing these things that I'm inadvertently fucking things up for you, because usually you'd be prepared for that sort of shit.
Well, right
It's just
now
been
I'm
so
leaning
long.
back in the chair.
Yeah, but
It's kind of hard to be prepared.
you'd have
for
been
that.
prepared if we'd been doing discussions on more regularly, because I do shit like that all the time when we're doing this.
Alright.
I just take on my vitrolic personality, like I hate you or something. When in reality, we're best friends. I fucking hate his guts.
Yeah, I know.
It's a piece of shit. I hate him. No. You're my best friend, and I love you, and I want to have sexual intercourse with you.
Well, that's already been done. We have to.
No, dude. Okay. Look, man. That.
We already assessed that I can now have bigger sex.
Yeah, because he has a bigger mattress.
Bigger
But
sex.
no, dude. Let's come on. Fucking the tiger plushie does not equal fucking me.
Oh, that's upsetting.
To me.
Let's talk about music. Let's go and
Do you want to talk about band stuff first, though?
Oh yeah.
So what? No, I'm not gonna make the same joke again. I've made that joke just a bunch of. It's been a while.
Wow.
That got very close to
Those
peaking.
low tones.
It's been a while. Yeah. It's summer now, but
Yeah.
during the last couple months of school, we actually played live to an
audience for the first time.
It was one song.
It's pretty good.
I liked it. We
Yeah.
gotta kind of time in the spotlight. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, people liked it. There was some yelps of joy, and I was happy about that.
I'm okay with that. Right now we got like, what is it, 5 or 6 demos on our SoundCloud now?
We got the 3. We got Smile. We got Talk.
Yeah, I think it's.
We got one more. Yeah, we got 6. We're gonna have more soon. We're planning to play an acoustic show in a park
sometime. Who knows?
Very soon, hopefully, because I want to start doing more stuff this summer. Hopefully,
we have to figure that shit out. But
for next band practice, we should work out the details.
Yeah, we should focus more on that. We should focus more on getting our new songs out. Because if we get demos of our new songs out on SoundCloud, we're gonna have like 10 songs on there.
Mm-hmm. We got damn near enough for an album at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna get into like serious album production, but at least
when the major labels come to us after
yeah,
that park show, like
we
fucking
play once in a public park.
Like fucking go fuck your sister records comes to us.
And they're like, have you fucked your sister? And we're like, hell yeah, bitch. Record deal.
Isn't your sister like 8?
No, she's 10. Okay.
That makes it better. No, we had that joke. We were playing on Guitar Hero earlier, and I think we had that joke like, as your guitarist had, like, the major label comes to the band, has your guitarist had sex? And is like, dude, our bassist has had sex. Like, wow, your bassist? That's impressive. Wait a minute, who's the one on the line right now? The bassist. Oh, hell no, give me someone who's actually in the band. It's like, I write all the songs and I play bass. Fuck no, someone important to the structure of the band. Give me the guitarist.
Get Will on the horn.
Get our drummer Will.
And he's like, how would you like to have a serious record deal? And he's like, I don't know.
Sounds pretty risky.
It does.
No, how would you like to have a serious record deal? And Will's like, I would.
I would, but...
How'd you like to have a serious record deal?
Yeah.
Seems pretty...
I mean, that seems nice. Do we get money?
Yeah,
that's
nice. It's like, do we get sandwiches? No, but you get money with which you can use to buy sandwiches.
Well, I want sandwiches up front.
I don't need money. It's nice, but I don't need.
Do you know why I need money to buy sandwiches? But if you just...
It's easy if you just cut out the middleman, you know?
If you just give me the sandwich.
Hold on a minute. Isn't Will the middleman in that scenario, though?
Yes.
So if you cut Will from the equation, then you have record label executives buying sandwiches, which...
Just giving us sandwiches.
I mean, shit, man. You need sandwiches to stay alive.
Alright. That's good.
Sex.
Wow.
3 times. 5 minutes.
Hey,
right now. I just sexed. All over the bed. There is semen on the walls.
I'm trying to...
There is semen in the halls. There is semen over there. There is semen everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dr. Seuss joining us here today.
Dude, I'm gonna have to censor the name probably. Or no, I'm not gonna have to censor the name. He's been on the podcast before. Riley actually told me that apparently when Dr. Seuss's wife was terminally ill, he was cheating on her.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, holy shit, dude.
Fucking Dr. Seuss.
I was like, it's one thing if you're cheating on your wife.
What was that 9/11 joke?
I made a joke once. We have a joke about like saying mildly messed up things and like saying them as the titles of Dr. Seuss books, and I said 9/11 and its impacts on America and the world by Dr. Seuss.
But there was a really good one. It was like...
There were a lot of good ones.
No, I'm talking about the...
Oh yeah, we started coming up with the actual text of the fucking 9/11 Dr. Seuss book, and it was something like there's a plane coming towards the window. Oh my. Oh. Goodbye. Or some of the other good ones.
I don't know.
You Were a Mistake by Dr. Seuss.
You Were a Mistake by Dr. Seuss. Achieving the Female Orgasm by Dr. Seuss.
White Supremacy by Dr. Seuss.
Hitler Did Nothing Wrong
By Dr.
classic.
Seuss. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
It's a classic. I don't know, man. We just went off on a tangent. Hey, when did the new Weezer album come out?
April 1st.
Wow.
People made a joke that the April Fool's joke was releasing a good album.
You know what? If I remember, because honestly, I haven't re-listened to it, but I listened to it like 3 or 4 times on release, and it's pretty good.
I was very, very happy with it.
I know. I think.
I actually think I'm debating whether I like it or Everything Will Be Alright in the end more, because I feel like from a sheerly technical perspective, Everything Will Be Alright in the end is better, because
of course
the guitar work is very on point. Every song is very climactic. It feels like a very cohesive record. But I feel like
White Album's really good.
the White Album, I think I like it more.
I think if they were really trying to stick to the general theme of like it's summer and shit, then they did a good job.
Yeah, I think that was the goal their producer gave them, was make a summer album.
But in that
they
sounds
did that very well.
And that sounds commercial as fuck. But they did a good job.
From what I understand, the producer. Basically, his intention was, because obviously Weezer fans are a picky bunch, and, like, the only thing they can really agree on is the top 2 Weezer albums are Blue and Pinkerton, pretty much across the board. But I think his goal, he actually came on to one of the Weezer fan forums, the producer, and he stated that his goal was to make people rethink their top 3 Weezer albums.
Wow.
And, basically, he was a big fan of them in the 90s. He was in a Weezer tribute band called Wannabeezer.
Oh, no.
But no, I think he was sort of pushing for them to go for their 90s sound, while Rivers was sort of pushing to do new stuff, and like they sort of collided in that aspect, and it felt like it worked.
And I feel like, and I'm sure we'll have this conversation with the Getaway as well, but it's that transition of a lot of the rock people from the 90s like mellowing out and even turning more like poppy in a way. Because I mean, Weezer's always been poppy; they've always been pop rock.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel like White is like of a lot of the bands that have gone more for a pop sound. I feel like White is like, surprisingly for Weezer, because they usually botch something like this, but it's like a surprisingly solid like combination of their classic sound with like modern production, because it sounds very much like a Weezer album.
I think I'm forced to agree. Like, what's the title of the last song?
Endless Bummer?
Yes, because that's poppy as shit, but it's a really good song.
Yeah, and then I think a lot of the more California Kids, especially, the production's very modern, but the songwriting is very, very them, because it still has like the crunchy guitar.
The songwriting's very Blue Album, but yes, it does. Totally. It does feel like it's like we need to make this a top 40. But
I don't think that's even necessarily the thing with it, but I can see that though. But it's good. What are my favorites off that? Of course, me being me, I like the ones that sound like Blue and Pinkerton. So I like L.A. Girls and Do You Want to Get High the most. And then for whatever reason, like I love Jacked Up. I don't understand it.
My favorite's still Somewhere I Land in Drunk Dory.
That's really fantastic. That
song.
came on shuffle while I was biking here. That's a great song.
Yeah, I mean overall, overall, I'm impressed with it. And just a few days ago, I re-listened to Pinkerton, and hopefully we didn't just lose everything. No, we're good. No, I just re-listened to Pinkerton. It made me kind of. You've said it yourself. You've kind of made a stigma around Weezer for me, and I'm kind of working on breaking that stigma and taking a look at them a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, yeah, White's a pretty good album. I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Blue and Pinkerton, like I said, everyone goes for those.
Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna re-listen to anything else, Maladroit, because that's
Yeah.
one of the few like post Pinkerton, pre Everything Will Be Alright in the End albums that I don't really see that much of an inherent problem with.
That's true, because
all the albums seem to have like a fatal flaw, but Maladroit, I'm not really seeing one.
All right.
Yeah, because like Green, it's like everything sounds the same. Make Believe, it's like
Oh yeah.
Make Believe, it's like
Make Believe's
it's
extremely poppy.
it's pop and the lyrics are very on the nose. Red Album, it's like it's experimental, which is a double-edged sword. Ratitude is Ratitude, and then Hurley was done in like a couple months.
Oh.
Which there are a couple like really good songs on Hurley, but most of it's mediocre or bad.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like yeah, the good songs on Hurley are like damn good though, is the thing, which is weird.
All right.
His vocals on Hurley are like this though, and they sound really shitty. Anyways,
And then just a couple days ago, wow, so aggressive.
I was just trying to throw my cup down.
Just a couple days ago, like the 16th, was it?
17th.
Somewhere around there, the Getaway was released. A
New Peppers.
New Peppers album. And frankly, I just listened to it this morning. So.
First or second time? Because you said you were listening.
I got like 1.5 times through.
Okay.
I will say when the single started rolling out, I was feeling very sketchy about it.
Yeah, that was the weird thing for me. Like before, when they were just talking about the album and we hadn't heard anything off it, I was basically like, "Oh, I'm super optimistic. This is gonna be great."
Yeah.
Dark Necessities, the lead single drops. I love it, but
It's a fantastic song.
I love it, but it made me cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. It's listening to it a couple times today. It's legitimately a very good song, but it's not what you.
It's good and it has the funk sound.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about the album is they brought back the funk a lot, which was missing a lot on their last couple. But the main thing with it, it's funky. It's very poppy.
Yeah, it's extremely poppy, and
Not even necessarily songwriting wise.
Yeah.
Because what I've noticed with the Getaway and to a lesser extent I'm With You, I was just thinking like because I'm With You didn't really have a really super popular song on it. I was thinking I like everything on both of the albums, but like compared to previous albums by them, nothing on those albums really strikes me as like this is a hit song.
yeah,
Even though they're sort of a more modern, mainstream sounding thing. Because, like, you listen to Californication, most things strike you as this is a hit song. And then
yeah.
Stadium, even, like, the non-singles, there's a couple that is, like, this is a hit song. But, like, listening to The Getaway, it's just like, oh, this is an album. This is a cohesive work.
Yeah, I can see that. But I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but, I mean, I don't see them getting, like, another breakout song, which isn't really a huge deal for me, because they don't need one, honestly. They don't need one, and like, that's not... I would love for them to have something popular, but, I mean, I'm not like, oh, the bands I listen to, I wish they were popular. I'm not like, I don't... Because a lot of the thing is, like, if the mainstream crowd was listening to them, it'd be like,
Yeah.
you hear that new Chili Pepper song, it's like, wow, they're such a great new band, and I'd just be over here listening to, like, Freaky Styley.
No, but I really enjoy it. I haven't really...
It's taken me some time to get used to all of
Yeah,
it. it's very different for them.
I have
but
yet
it's good.
I have yet to listen to be really in depth with the second half. I've only heard it once.
Yeah, the second half was my third listen, which was yesterday. After the second, when it got into the second half, I don't want to say I felt disappointed, but it was very jarring to me listening to it.
Yeah.
Which it only showed up on the third listen too. Like the first two, I was still loving it, but it was just very jarring because it was such a different sound for me. I think it was right after Feasting in the Flowers, so like Detroit to the end.
I say Detroit's a weird little thing.
Detroit's alright
to me. Well, yeah, Detroit's alright, but it's
I'm
like
gonna pull up Detroit.
I don't know, man. It's like
It's grown on me, I'll say, but like, yeah, at first I felt it was very like, this is a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
oh yeah.
It felt to me like, it's like, yeah, this is what we sound like, this is what you know us for sounding like. It's like, does it have like a creative spark, like a new twist? No, it's just the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's grown on me since then, but that was like my first impression.
Yeah, I can see that.
The
but
chorus is good though.
definitely from the Getaway to Go Robot, all fantastic songs.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's a really solid. Because we got the three we'd already heard, and
Yeah.
We Turn Red is growing on me now.
Yeah.
And then Longest Wave is good. Goodbye Angels is fantastic.
Goodbye Angels is really good.
Yeah, because it's a ballad, but it's like a climactic sort of ballad.
It almost reminds me of like Stadium era stuff.
I can see that. I like the hook in it too. It's very catchy.
Yeah.
And then All Hell Breaks Loose at the end, which is what I wanted.
It's very good.
Sick Love is nice.
Sick Love's pretty good.
Very, very poppy, but I like it.
Yeah,
It sounds like a 70s road trip, which I dig.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say it's a fantastic song, but it's a good song. I like it.
It's very nice. Like, that's the thing. I'm not saying, like, oh, this is amazing. I'm just like, this is nice. I like this.
Yeah.
Go Robot. The thing with Go Robot is, I really, really like the song, but
There's a lot of production on it.
yeah, like I said, and it sort of struck me at first, but I still enjoyed it. I listened to a live version, and then I listened to the album version again.
Well,
It sounds fucking amazing live.
Here's my thing.
By the way.
As a thematic piece, I mean, it's called Go Robot. Obviously, if it's called Go Robot, it's gonna be like you could pretty much overproduce it and get away with it.
Well, here's the thing though, like, when it gets into like the sort of spacey section, like the spacey like instrumental bridge sort of thing, I really, really like that.
Yeah, that's some cool shit.
But I get into the song eventually, but whenever I hear the beginning, it's a little weird to me because it's like it sounds like top 40 radio, honestly.
It does.
Which, it's a really nice bass riff and it's a really nice beat to it, but they have all this fucking like drum machine and hand claps and shit, and you don't need that.
Yeah.
It sounded fine, but like I said, I get into it after a while, but it's always sort of jarring when it first starts.
Honestly, I think
that might be my favorite.
I think the opening title track explains a lot of what the album is, because the opening title track's a really good song.
Yeah.
But it also has, like you were saying, it has the hand claps. It comes in with beatboxing.
I didn't mind the beatboxing.
I don't mind it either, but you can see like you know what I mean.
The drums are very crushed.
Drums are very.
And what's weird to me about the title track, they have this harmony sung by, I believe it was a woman named Anne Warringker, who was the vocalist.
That's not Clean?
No,
Oh.
I thought it was, and she was the vocalist.
I thought it was Clean.
I believe she. That's what I thought too. She's the vocalist of a band called That Dog, I believe, and she sings really well.
Yeah.
But you have Kling,
Yeah.
who basically sings like a woman, anyways.
Yeah.
You didn't need to get her.
I mean, if
I'm fine with that. I like
they're
that.
they're pretty buried in there. But if you listen to "I'm With You" and his harmonies on there, he has a fantastic job.
Like first time I heard "Did I Let You Know," I was like, "What girl do they have singing that?" And they're like, "It's Josh," and I'm like, "Oh, neat."
which isn't a bad thing. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
mean Frusciante sounded very feminine at times as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be that guy who's constantly like, oh, Frusciante did this. Frusciante, no, because like Klinghoffer's a different sort of.
He's a different sort of
influence.
guy. I would say the main difference, really the only.
Actually, come to think of it, when I was listening to this, I think all the times I've listened to this album, I didn't think about Frusciante. When I listen to I'm With You the first couple times, I'm like, John. Yeah, no, but I'm not thinking about Frusciante when I listen to this one, which is nice.
Well, because here's what I think. I'm gonna go on a very short rant.
Alright.
Here's what I think: is a lot of people are like, Josh doesn't nearly do as much shit. He's a lot more of a simplistic guitarist, but that fits with the style of music the Chili's are doing now.
I can see that.
Like, you can't expect him to shred into like fucking like the intro to like All Around the World
right.
with their new music that they're doing, because that's just not what they're doing. The same thing I was gonna say with their harmonies is Fru does a lot of the really high up harmonies, yeah, but he also does some harmonies just in his normal like singing pitch.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really work with the new music.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna argue that Josh wasn't really that simplistic, but then I remembered the verse part to Go Robot is like Rain Dance Maggie, just one chord. It's not a power chord this time, but
That's good.
yeah. Yeah, they're different because Frusciante was all about, I guess, sort of being in your face. Like, here's the guitar, here's the vocals. It's like they're a very strong impact on the song. And Josh is more about like layering things in the background and just creating like a texture.
That's a good way of describing it. The way I was going to describe it as well is almost in a way, I don't want to call like Fru like egotistical or something, but it's a lot like 80s hair metal, where the song is built around the guitar part.
Yeah.
You look at songs like Scar Tissue, and that song is built around the guitar part.
If I remember correctly, By the Way was like, he had so much influence on that record that Flea almost felt he was taking over the band. And like, it led to a little bit of creative differences, which apparently they worked that out, but it's weird that the next album was so strong on the guitar, like Stadium. But it did have more bass as well.
Yeah, but that's my thing.
Frusciante was more of an upfront sort of guy in terms of the guitar.
In terms of the guitar, but I feel like in many ways, the entire band has kind of taken a backseat and has gotten a lot more mellow, and the guitar followed along with it. And I like that.
I can see that.
You know what? I'm okay with that, because frankly, I don't expect them to be pulling out like uplift mofo like in this day and age, because frankly, one, probably wouldn't sell that great, and two, it probably wouldn't be that great, because they wouldn't have the same energy.
I can see what you're saying. I know, I think because of what they were doing with their live set, a lot of people, myself included, were expecting something a bit heavier. Like, what did they do?
Like
they brought
more,
back some earlier stuff.
Like more back to not even basics, just back to regular sound, like kind of Blood Sugar kind of music.
Well, because I'm just thinking what they brought back to their live set. The main one, they brought Nobody Weird Like Me back for the first time since 2006. And they've been regularly performing that now. They brought Mommy Where's Daddy back last year.
I feel like
they teased Magic Johnson a couple times, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I guess it's not really particularly heavy, but they did Aeroplane for the first time since '95 last year.
Have they? Oh yeah, because I guess John never knew the parts. So.
Yeah, because John never listened to the album.
Right.
That's the only 1 hot minute song they've done except P since like Navarro left.
Once again, Josh has pretty much become the king of teasing.
Yeah, so. From what I've heard, he hasn't been doing as much teasing lately. But I think 2 years ago, the last tease I saw him do was the greeting song.
Oh.
which is cool. He did it like before Give It Away, and I don't think they've ever performed that one in full because Anthony hates it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, well, now that I think about it, I can't even remember that song that much. I'll need
Dude,
to
it's
listen
fucking
to it.
climbing around. I got my baby and my top down. It's the one about cars that Anthony doesn't like because he doesn't like writing about cars. Rick Rubin literally told him, go write a song about cars.
Go write a song.
That's what I've... Actually, speaking of Rick Rubin, first album there since Mother's Milk in 1989 did not be produced by him.
That's true. And honestly, we've been talking about how it's almost like overproduced, like top 40, like pop produced. But the switch from Rubin to Danger Mouse was a good move, if you ask me.
I definitely think trying to work with someone other than Rubin was a good idea. Danger Mouse definitely did bring some good things to the table. Like, what I noticed looking on the Wikipedia page, he actually has a co-writing credit on a couple songs.
Oh.
The way Anthony described it was Josh, Flea, and Chad, like, playing and coming up with the parts and, like, writing everything, but, like, Danger Mouse was basically, like, directing, in a way. Like, musically directing them.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I was like, yeah, you know what? If that's what he did, I can dig that.
Yeah, like, maybe Rubin, hearing all these stories about, like, I'm With You and what you were just saying about make a song about cars, he was a lot more direct in what he wanted.
Yeah, I've noticed that even with bands outside of the Peppers. Like, he that's the thing he'll do. He'll tell people, like, write a song about this, or, like, write a song like that, write a song like that.
Which isn't bad, per se.
What songs have come out of that? Greeting song? Beverly Hills? Fucking Rick Rubin, dude.
He's not a bad producer.
No, he gets good shit out of the bands he works with.
Yeah, of course. But definitely giving them almost more creative freedom was a good move, I would think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think more things about it. I think they said there was less jamming to come up with songs this time around, which is interesting.
Yeah, I could see that.
I do think it's good to, like, experiment like that, though. Like, I'd never want them to, like, stop doing that completely, but I do think it's good to try different ways of coming up with stuff. Like, I think Flea said that Go Robot actually started on piano, which is very interesting.
What was I gonna say? Closing statement. I was gonna make the closing statement because we've been at this for a while.
There's one more song I'd like to talk about.
Oh,
and
God.
I'd like to make sure I pronounce it correctly.
What is that?
Can we talk about this Ticonderoga?
This Ticonderoga.
I don't know how to fucking pronounce it, dude.
It's the pencil company. It's Ticonderoga Pencils.
Really?
Yeah. Or at least that's what I always thought.
Probably. I don't know what the fuck Anthony's on. Which he's really good this album, actually.
He's fantastic on this album.
I can't think of one lyric I don't like. Like, there's some completely
There's some
ridiculous
zany
stuff.
shit. Like, what?
Look like Alice Cooper! And there was,
what is the song that talks about ice cream fashionauts? Is that Dark Necessities?
Dark Necessities, Ice Cream for an Astronaut. Yeah. There's zany shit, but I can't think of it.
Like there always is.
Yeah, I can't think of a single lyric I dislike on this album. There are actually a couple, like, really, really good ones. Like, The Hunter, I think, was, like, really good lyrically.
Yeah, I think I remember that being really good. That and Dreams of a Samurai are pretty good.
Dreams of a Samurai was good, yeah. The guitar tone on that's also nice. This Pencil Company. That is a very interesting song.
It's weird.
Because it has, like,
I need to listen to it more. But.
Yeah, I did not get it first listen. I'm like, every listen I'm liking it more because it's so weird and, like, strange and sometimes heavy, sometimes I'm With You B-side.
Yeah.
I think the way someone who didn't like it described it is like, they'll be doing, like, the heaviest shit they've done in years, like One Hot Minute or something, and then they'll get into the fucking piano jumpy
like
bass
the
part.
longest wave.
Yeah, no, it's so... No, there was also the fucking bit about the animal Be just like you. Where Anthony gets all low and shit. That was good shit. I liked that part.
No, it's definitely
It's so
cool.
weird and cool.
My closing statement, if you don't mind,
Yeah, no, go
was gonna be, I feel like, okay, so the first 3 albums, they're very funk, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if anything, I feel like you can shuffle those albums and just listen to it and have a blast.
Oh,
And
totally.
I don't know, honestly, I don't know where Mother's Milk fits in this, like, metaphor closing statement
I
what I'm
feel
trying to make.
for whatever reason, it's it can almost fit in with just Uplift in that
Yeah.
it's very 80s hair metal.
But what I was gonna say is from Blood Sugar on, I feel like the Peppers are very good at being the same band but sounding different.
Yeah, like Blood Sugar onwards, they're all very similar but distinct, I guess you could say.
Yeah, just because, I mean,
They all
obviously,
got their own vibe too.
yes,
which I
that's
really,
my
really,
point.
Which I really, really like.
Which I was going to make something like, you could probably like shuffle the Peppers and a song will come up and you'll know what album it's off, and we just know that because we've listened to it so much. But
Right.
it's also that each album has their very own like distinct vibe.
Yeah.
But and I think they've successfully accomplished a new vibe.
Totally. Very, and this is like one of the most. I feel like it's one of the most different albums for them that they've ever
I can see.
sounded.
Like, frankly, thinking back to all the Peppers, this is, I feel like without a doubt in my mind, their poppiest album, but that doesn't make
Yeah.
it bad.
Exactly. It's very mainstream. But
Yeah,
what I noticed that sort of helped me get over that fact is the Peppers have always sounded like
Kinda
the era
poppy.
where they're from. Like for example, I think a good example, their first album, very 80s pop.
Oh yeah.
Uplift and Mother's Milk, very 80s hair metal, and then Blood Sugar to like One Hot Minute to like Californication. Maybe they're very 90s, and then yeah, you get all that. I feel like I'm With You was sort of treading a line where it sounded a little bit of like 2010s indie almost, but it was.
I can see that.
It might have just been me, but I feel like that was the one.
No, I
that
can
was
see
sounding-
it as being very indie, especially with
Yeah.
the induction of Klinghoffer.
Yeah, I felt like what songs especially? Factory of Faith, Ethiopia.
I was thinking of Monarchy of Roses.
I can see that. To me that's a very disco song.
Yeah, but
Police Station, totally.
yeah.
Even You Brutus is like a hip hop song almost. And then the Getaway sounds like mid 2010s pop because that's almost what it is.
But I like what I think the main thing that has to do with the vibe of the new album is their new producer, Danger.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he frankly produced a lot of pop and even like hip hop.
Yeah, I think Chad even said he comes from a more like hip hop sort of background.
Which is cool, especially since they
Chili's
took
have always liked hip hop, so
yeah, well,
makes sense
yeah,
to me.
but they've never been totally fleshed out hip hop, but they have been funk, and funk and hip hop really fit well together.
Yeah, I mean,
Like shit like just the instrumental beginning of like Dark Necessities with the bass and the drums going.
yeah, and then like the fucking like slap riff with the piano,
Yeah.
very hip hop, but not in a bad way.
No,
I feel
it combines the two. And
the main difference between like this and something like, God forbid, Maroon 5's later work is that they didn't sacrifice their sound. They didn't dumb down their sound, even though it's popular.
they skewed it.
They what?
They skewed it.
Yeah, they
It
just.
was a skew.
What I feel like is they took their sound and they like infused it with something else, and they in the process, and they didn't even just do that. They almost started working out like a new sound on a couple of songs while still keeping it like, this is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, it's not a different band. They still have, like, The Hunter sounds like nothing they've ever done before. But
I can see that.
you can still tell it's the Chili Peppers, though. I think a big part of it is, like, how good Anthony is. Because if he'd taken something like The Hunter and been like, California, frying pan, what the fuck ever. I'm trying to think of ridiculous Anthony Kiedis lyrics. And I should be able to think of more.
Sneak attack from the Zodiac.
It's like, walking like a sauerkraut. Take like Storm in a Teacup's lyrics.
No, it's really good.
But yeah, because Anthony is like so good this album. It feels like, because he's done some very good, very mature sounding lyrics before. But I think this is the one where he's like fully committing to like, alright, let's stop fucking around.
Yeah.
Let's be an adult. But let's not be a boring adult.
Okay, that's a good way of putting it.
He's like, let's be an adult who sometimes acts like a teenager, but knows damn well that he isn't a teenager.
Oh, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
By
the way, I watched the video for Dark Necessities.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like was how they actually did have teenagers in it.
Yeah.
They didn't need that shit.
I can see that.
But no, Flea in the Sink, top tier.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
What did I liked Anthony and Josh laying on the ground and singing together.
That's great. You know what I think? I think we could almost take this part and cut it and release it as its own thing. We should actually start doing that with album of the podcast. Is we should make it a separate thing.
I was thinking we would leave it in the podcast, but we would also release it separately. So if people just wanted to see the album review,
you see,
like take the exit.
That's thinking.
You was thinking, son.
You was thinking.
I
like that.
She's thinking. I like that.
You was thinking.
You is thinking.
All right.
And I like the men who think.
Let's bust ass through SAO and E3.
Do you want to start with E3?
Let's start with E3.
What's notable at E3? Nintendo Zelda. They Zelda very hard.
They you know what?
They showed a little bit of Sun and Moon beforehand, like an hour or two.
They were giving us last year with the announcement. They were giving us a little cock tease, and a lot of people, myself included, were just like, "Fuck you! Don't just cock tease us."
That was 2 years ago. They didn't show Zelda at all last year.
Oh yeah, but they did a little cock tease, and this year was like 24/7 full frontal nudity.
Yeah, it was like, you want Zelda? You want Zelda? Take the... You want Zelda?
Yeah, it's like...
Yes, please, Mr. Miyamoto. Fuck you! And then Miyamoto shoves his, like, massive Zelda cock in your face.
Throat
and
fucks you.
Yes, he throat fucks you with his massive Zelda cock. And like, you ask him to stop, but he doesn't.
I mean, it kind of seems like we're putting this negatively, but I
kind of liked it.
I kind of agree that
they should have shown some other stuff too. I feel.
Yeah, I kind of agree that they spent a little too much time on Zelda, but that's fair because it looks awesome
and it's a big game.
That's what I've heard.
From what I heard. Like Reggie, I believe it was Reggie who said at the beginning of E3 they were exploring only a small area of the game.
Yeah.
And to put this in perspective, I like when Zelda started, it was like noon, right? Yeah. I checked back on the stream at like 6 or 7. They're still showing Zelda, and this is a small portion of the game. And I think what Reggie also said is no one person at E3 would be able to explore all of it in like the 2 days.
And I like that. It's almost there's a lot of environmental stuff. Like, did you see...
the fire.
Yeah, the fire, and there was that clip with like the boulder, and he like pushed it down
Yeah,
and killed the
I saw
enemies
that.
with that. That was cool. It almost the open worldness, and maybe it's specifically the camera angle on the horse. Me and a lot of other Redditors agreed that it kind of looks like Shadow of the Colossus, which I realize you've never played, but that is a fantastic game.
Well, how are the people in like I was in a Skype group like watching E3, and I'm trying to think of how the people there were describing it. Shit. I think they said like Dark Souls Zelda edition.
So someone, I mean, not someone. I mean, a lot of people have also made the Dark Souls comparison as well.
Yeah.
So it's very. What was I gonna say? I didn't say it was Dark Souls Zelda edition. I said it was The Witcher Zelda edition because when The Witcher 3 came out, it was like huge, right? And
Yeah, my brother said that he's played that for like months on end.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge, and there's absolutely a ton of shit to do, and it's very open world, and it's almost like the Zelda we have now, and it's becoming a lot like that. It's becoming less of a Zelda game and just kind of a game.
Well,
because like what,
it's less like let's go on a Zelda adventure and more like let's get lost in this
let's go on an
large,
adventure,
expansive world.
Because the thing that struck me the most is that one, you can have different types of armor, and those types of armor break.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was the main thing that took it out of the stigma. It wasn't just like, what are we wearing? Well, he's wearing the green tunic, and maybe if you play Wind Waker or something and you do New Game Plus, he's in his pajamas, because it's funny and it's a New Game Plus, but...
Fuck you.
But it seems like... Did, like, any of the major gameplay have him in his just, like, regular-ass green tunic? Because I'm not sure.
I don't recall seeing it, no. They had a different outfit for him.
And I'm alright with that. That's cool.
Yeah,
and,
I dig.
He's got the new weapon. He's rocking the spear or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he had a couple new weapons from there, so.
The other thing I've heard that's interesting is you have infinite bombs, but they have a recharge timer. So you can't just be going all over the goddamn.
You can't just be going women. Yeah, I dig that because I don't like... I'm not the type who likes to go collecting ammo, but you can't just fucking continually spam bombs every 5 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's fucking stupid. So I like that idea.
And I feel like, I mean, obviously, I don't think either of us have played Skyward Sword, so
no.
I don't know what we can take on that, but I feel like Twilight Princess was kind of trying to accomplish that, making it less of a, we're making a Zelda game, and more like making it more of an experience, but it still really fit like the checklist that is making a Zelda game.
Right. So. I think they actually mentioned toward the beginning of E3, I think it was Aonuma who said it. He said like they were trying to break most of the conventions of Zelda with this one.
That's
like
good.
There's also from what I've seen, there is full voice acting.
I appreciate that
for everyone other than Link, and I liked that because it started the trailer and there was like Zelda talking, and I'm like, dude, is their voice act like literally that was the first thing I said about the game. I think is like, dude, is their voice acting?
There'd be voice acting.
So yeah, we've seen a new like reinvention that everyone's really excited for of a long-running franchise that's continually had games in it. Do you want to talk about a new reinvention of a character who hasn't seen a game in years that people are less...
Conker? Is it Conker?
Rest in peace, Project
Spark.
No new game in 15 years. Guess we'll have to make our own. So much for that shit! Did you happen to see the Crash redesign?
No, I did not.
Look that up.
Look that up.
Yes.
You know what?
I only got to see a brief glimpse. I believe he was in Skylanders. But I believe there are also remasters of the trilogy.
Which I'm okay with that.
Which is a good idea.
Which, frankly, I haven't played a lot.
I've played a little Crash. I'm not going to say I'm a huge Crash fan or anything, but I've played a little bit of Crash. It's fun.
What do I put?
I guess just Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot
E3.
redesign. Yeah. But, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean...
Yeah, I'm happy they're doing it, but I saw the redesign and I got a little upset. That's not the one.
That is definitely not the one.
Yeah, maybe search E3. That's not none of these. Yeah, search E3 if you could.
No.
That's fake. That shit's fake!
This guy's a phony!
Yeah. The boobs were fake.
We're never gonna find it, bro.
I'm gonna look for it. Here, let's keep talking.
But no,
seeing him in Skylanders, I was a little like, that was a
because
weird
here's the
idea.
thing. If you do just...
I
feel like...
This is a picture of his figure, but it gives you an idea of
Going back to, oh, that's interesting.
It's very interesting. It looks like the evil Crash they had in, like, Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, it's almost like, because one of the concepts for Crash, because they went through various animals for Crash, one of them was the Tasmanian Devil.
I can see that.
That seems a lot more like that.
Yeah. The thing was, though, they sort of, when they're talking about the new Skylanders, they actually sort of pushed Crash to the side after, like, a minute. Because they were talking about a feature that I actually do think is really cool. Full character customization.
Oh, that's cool.
In Skylanders.
I mean, I've never really understood the toy video game market, even with Amiibo, with all the cool stuff that they're doing.
I'm kind of... I can see the appeal of Amiibo, but I'm not in the right crowd for Skylanders.
Oh, yeah, of course not. There's Skylanders, and then, like, Disney Infinity is the other big one.
It seems like kind of a cool game, but I don't really like the figure aspect.
Disney jumped on that.
Yeah. Amiibo I like, but...
It's a cool concept, but it's hard...
to justify the cost.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to advertise that to someone without being like, we're just trying to get more money.
Yeah, because it's cool. Don't get me wrong.
Amiibo have accomplished that, if you ask me. At first, they were totally like that. It's like, no, bro, they totally help you in the game, man. Give us more money. Yeah. But they've definitely made Amiibo worth it now.
Yeah, because they do so much shit.
Skylanders and Disney Infinity, they're...
debatable.
They are what they are.
Yeah. They seem like fun enough games, but I don't want to have to buy, like... I don't want to have to, like, throw $50 additional down the drain just to get a couple more characters.
Yeah, it's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, whereas Amiibo... I have one Amiibo because somebody gave it to me as a gift. And,
I forgot about that, honestly.
Yeah, I have a freaking Pikachu Amiibo.
Oh.
And, I'd like to have more, but just having one makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Amiibo, like, not only do you get all the extra shit, but you, like, in Smash Brothers, you, like, train them. It's like
Which,
Pokemon
that's
game.
cool. I mean, obviously Smash Bros. Was, like, one of the first things they did with Amiibo.
Yeah.
That and, like, there was some Mario Kart stuff, but
I don't think Pikachu has a Mario Kart, unfortunately.
But the main...
There's a Mario Maker one.
The main thing with their advertisement of Amiibo was you can use these in the new Smash game, and you can train them, and it's almost like an artificial intelligence.
It is an artificial intelligence.
Which, that's awesome.
One that learns. And it's neat. Exactly. And they learn, from what I understand, they actually do learn differently. Like, if you're fighting all just, like, 1v1 matches, your Amiibo will be really good at 1v1 combat, but shitty at group combat.
That's cool.
Which is cool. So what I'm trying to do, I need to get back on this. I've been trying to train my Pikachu to be good with both.
Nah, man, you just gotta have a straight up... What I would do is you gotta make the ultimate arena fighter. You just keep getting into, like, 8-man brawls until he's good at it.
Yeah, and then it's like, if there's one person, it's a little tricky, but if there's, like, 50, he'll be able to take advantage of all that shit.
Oh, yeah, of course. He'll take all you fuckers on.
To
Alright.
1v1 me? Nah, dog. 1v1v1v1v1v1v1v1v1 me.
That's still my favorite. If you look up Bukake on...
What? I'm talking about fucking Pikachu. Where do you get Bukake from?
Because it's the same joke as if you look up Bukake. It might be still the first definition, but when I looked up it was like, a Bukake is when a woman and a man and a man and a man and it keeps going.
It's a man. Honey, it's a man. I gotta... You know, that's what we should fucking watch together is White Chicks. That's an interesting movie.
It seems like it.
It is, it's funny, but I don't know if it's funny for the right reasons or not.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's definitely very lowbrow humor.
Alright.
So we talked about E3. What was the last thing? Oh, See No Nas on Fleek 2! Sword Art Online.
2.
Fuck.
So we haven't we've been away for just like these podcasts. Actually, probably the last time we watched SAO together was during the last.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten much of a chance to hang out before summer, but now we can because summer.
So we watched 2 other episodes of SAO. One of them was just a review episode. That was fine. I don't care about that.
Yeah. We just finished like the first half of
Honestly, it was we just finished episode 16. That was the last episode we watched.
because we were fucking done.
Yeah, honestly, it's just boring.
Because basically what happened after the recap episode, they're like, we're going to go looking for Excalibur in the SWAD game. And we're like, oh, cool, this will be a really dumb filler that we can laugh at. It's not a filler.
It's not a filler.
It is an arc.
It's a story arc, yeah?
An arc!
It's a story arc.
I'm sick of watching 26-episode anime that think they're long enough to pull off arcs.
That's
know what?
true.
Do you know what did that shit?
What?
That, has absolutely no justification at all for having arcs.
What is that?
Negima
Oh,
has, 2 different arcs that are, really serious.
Okay.
Well, one of them is kind of not serious, but one of them is really serious. One of them's this is a fucking vampire. She knew your father. She didn't like your father very much. She's gonna kill you because she's a vampire.
Okay.
And that arc's really boring. And then the second one is actually good because it's this is a sword woman. She has a sword. She's a fucking samurai. She's gonna slice shit up in Kyoto, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Which is cool because I like the samurai.
Well, because here's the thing, man, is I feel like watching, the second half of SAO and, even the first half of SAO 2, I was never bored. Is it superb anime? No. But I was never bored.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call some of that good anime, but it's entertaining.
It's certainly entertaining, and
it's like Green.
The plot
You
is
watch
just
it.
linear enough.
It's shit, but you're never bored.
The plot is just linear enough where you can still follow it and see what's happening, even if you're half paying attention, which we always
And
do.
shitting on it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do when we watch anime, which, that's a double-edged sword, because something like Sword Art Online, that is fun as hell. Dead Man Wonderland! That's a good show, and that's the problem.
It's a good show. Bullshit ending, but...
Apparently the last episode on Netflix was the OVA. So the real last episode was the one before that.
Oh. Well, now I'm trying to think of...
That's bullshit. It was, I can't remember the whole episode, but it ended with, Ganta and Shiro being,
Are they on top of the building or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, you
and,
see...
Ganta's crying.
That's a good ending.
Yeah.
I like
Then they
that.
throw the fucking OVA on Netflix, which I appreciate, because a lot of anime don't do that.
It's good.
But they could have noted it was an OVA or something.
Yeah.
It was a nice episode.
No, that was a great. That was
happy.
a great anime. That is not a great anime to watch and shit on at the same time.
Yeah, there's a line. There's great anime, and then there's great anime to watch with friends. Quality.
Some things pass that line.
Some. It's like a Venn diagram. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
Some things fall in the middle of the Venn diagram, but
Like, frankly, I feel like I'm not calling it a great anime, but I feel like SAO fits in there. I feel like if I
it
watch,
fits into great anime to watch with friends.
I feel like it fits in the middle. Like, if I watched SAO by myself, I would probably enjoy it.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's in the middle. I think I'd be fucking.
Yeah, it's definitely right winged over there.
Yeah. I might just have high standards, of course. No though. Like.
I mean,
I'm trying to come up with some examples here.
but there's like all media is like that. Like movies and TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, because there's a lot of the time the worst ones are the best ones to watch with your friends.
Like it was. Did I tell you to watch Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
Okay.
I still have not seen it.
But
I do have a VHS of it,
that
though.
was my thing with Good Will Hunting. Is you should really watch Good Will Hunting. We are not watching it together.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think of specific like anime examples. Like I guess you could say like.
I would say Bebop.
I was gonna say Bebop, Eva, or Akira. One of those three.
Akira definitely. I would say.
And
I feel like Ava, if you've seen it before, like we both have, we could totally watch it
I-
and shit on it.
I watched End of Evangelion with one of my friends who hadn't seen it, and it's one of his favorite movies now. Yeah, like I'd say like Bebop, great anime to watch with friends, not so much,
No.
and like High School of the Dead, great anime to watch with friends, absolutely, do it. If you have friends, you need to do it. Great anime.
No.
It's sketchy. It's sketchy.
Do you know what is in the middle though? Fully Cooley.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch with friends, especially if you've already seen it.
Yeah. It's all that ridiculous shit.
Did you hear they're making seasons 2 and 3 of that?
I didn't hear they were making like.
Well,
that
they're
much
making
more,
they're
but
making 12 more episodes, I believe,
That's cool.
and I'm really happy about that.
That's cool.
I'm really
Okay.
happy. Yeah, frickin' Adult Swim has been trying to get them to make more for years, and they finally did it.
That's always.
I'm happy with
I mean,
that.
we read that like combination manga of all of that shit, and that
Yeah.
was really good.
That was really good. I was considering reading it again because I don't remember it too well, but
Yeah, I don't know.
it was good.
Some good shit.
Yeah, I'll probably rewatch Furikuri at some point though. Actually, yeah, we should. After this podcast, we should start thinking up what we
Yeah,
should
we
watch
should
together.
figure out what else we're gonna watch. Because frankly, I don't think.
I don't think we'll finish SAO2 together.
I don't think
We'll finish it, not
Yeah,
together.
I'll totally. I might even watch a lot of that tonight. Even
I might do that actually.
because I feel like
Because I got only one other thing I've been meaning to finish, which I want to watch
Because-
the rest of that in one sitting because it's gonna fucking kill me.
yeah, because I feel like in many ways that the end of the Excalibur episode when she was explaining the plot, I feel like if I was watching it by myself, I'm like, alright, this is kind of like overly complicated, but I can get behind this, as opposed to us watching it and being just like, I'm bored.
We were like, what the fuck? You see, because SAO, not even SAO, when I'm watching something with my friends, I don't want to be like, this is a pretty complicated plot line, but I think we can, if we analyze it and we think more deeply about it, we can really begin to understand it.
Dicks!
No, when I'm watching something with my friends, I want to be like, her boobs, Twin Towers. I'm gonna tell that story.
Boobs are like Twin
I
Towers.
was. We were watching it, and there's this one shot
Johnny,
where.
I just want you to know that we have made, in the past hour, we have made 2 jokes about the wood.
Probably 3.
That's true.
No, though, we're watching SAOII, right? Like we always do.
Yeah.
And there's this one shot where it's, I believe it was like Sinon and Lisbeth in the foreground, and they had Kirito's sister, Lifa, in the background, and like her boobs are just. They're really big.
They literally took up like a quarter of the screen.
Yeah, but you don't notice them at first because they're on like the side of the screen, and so I'm like, "Wow, Ethan, do you notice that?" And it's like, I was like, they're really, you don't notice them at first, but when you do, you just can't look away, like the Twin Towers.
Like the twin. But the comparison you gave wasn't bad. It's like when you see the
Which
Twin
I was
Towers
bullshitting that comparison too.
But that was pretty good.
The
Like, when you
comparison
see-
I gave was like when you see like a form of media that takes place in New York made before 2001.
Like, let's just say Men in Black. Men in Black
Yeah.
has the Twin Towers
And
in it.
you see like you're just looking at New York and you don't see the Twin Towers at first because they're just blending into the rest of New York. But when you do see them, you think about what happened
You're like,
and you just can't.
oh, no.
Oh, and you like can't take your eyes off them because it's so like jarring.
That's true. I can see that.
Yeah. I think, oh, you know what it was? One morning I watched an episode of fucking Inspector Gadget, and he was on the Twin Towers, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Apparently the original trailer for the first Spider-Man movie was him, like, fucking swinging around, just catching criminals on the World Trade Center. And they pulled that, like, a month after it was released because, you know, that's still on YouTube.
What was I gonna say? It's
Oh, yeah, didn't
still
we say...
my favorite story to tell about. This is gonna sound weird, but follow along with me.
Okay.
My favorite story to tell about like the whole conspiracy like theory about the Twin Towers is the first Deus Ex game took place in New York.
Yeah.
And they couldn't I believe they couldn't add in the Twin Towers because there just wasn't enough data.
Yeah.
So, like they didn't want to, so they just got rid of those buildings. But of course they needed a reason why they were gone. So the game explained that they were bombed. I'd like to point out that the first Deus Ex game came out in like the 90s.
Right.
It's hilarious.
It is pretty amusing.
Like ironic almost.
A lot of the conspiracy theories are, like, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of, there's a lot of things that... Do you want to tell our conspiracy theory about the Twin Towers?
No.
Can I?
Whoops, motherfucker.
Can I, please?
You could do a very brief rundown.
Okay. So Ethan and I came up with a theory about...
The ultimate conspiracy theory.
Yes. Not just about 9/11 even. So basically, when JFK was assassinated, the bullet went through his head. It didn't kill him. It transported his soul years into the future. And he was on a plane, right?
Years and years.
And for whatever reason, he thought that he was supposed to be piloting the plane. So he pushed the pilot out of the plane. And he was so distracted that he didn't notice that the plane was heading straight for the World Trade Center. And he crashed. And what his last words before he that fateful day when he crashed into the World Trade Center. Whoops, motherfucker.
Whoops, motherfucker. But you explained it way too cinematically, because when you first came up with it...
Oh yeah, I was really excited
and
about it.
He was just flying the plane, he was like, whoops, motherfucker.
Yeah, because I was still coming up with it as I was saying it. And so... I was like saying it really fast and frantic and with like a lot of stuttering. So it was like, and he thought he was supposed to be flying the plane, so he pushed the pilot out of the plane, and he crashed into the Twin Towers, and he's like, "Whoops, motherfucker!"
Whoops, motherfucker.
It was whoops.
Whoops.
I think it's safe to say we're done here. Don't watch SAOII.
Oh,
it's a shitty harem anime.
Do your shameless plug for your anime.
Oh shit. Yo, what up, dogs? It's fucking
You gotta do like a
P-Stizzle in the house.
Boom, 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 boom. No, do your plug. Boom, 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 boom.
Yo, what up, bitches? It's P-Stizzle in the house, and I'm here to tell you that I've been making videos and shit, motherfucker. I'm a fucking weeaboo, as you know. I like the anime, so I started making videos about what I love, which is your sister.
What?
No, wait, shit. I'm in the anime. So you should go watch the videos I made about.
What?
You should go watch the videos I made about anime. Ethan said that he thought they were gonna be circle jerky, but they're not, so they're pretty good. You heard it here first. The non-weeaboo said, dude, you glowing endorsement from Ethan. He said they're pretty good. Ethan, what do you have to say about my reviews?
Get out of my house.
Glowing endorsement from Ethan. He said they're pretty good. Ethan, what do you have to say about my reviews?
Get out of my house.